Recording in progress.
Yo, what up? What up, fam? I'm your boy Trey Frazier. I got my brother Maestro Styles here with me today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome, folks. It's another episode of the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Welcome everybody to the show here. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, Facebook Live, and on our Twitter handle at Barbershop SPOR2, you guys are in the right spot. Continue to follow us on those platforms. You can also follow us on our other social media. We got the Instagram account at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. My brother, Maestro, what's popping, man? How we feeling today?
Cool, man. Hey, man, it's getting warm outside, so I got an excuse to get outside and exercise a little bit. So I'm feeling good, man.
Oh, that's what's up.
I see you doing it. I see you out there doing it out there, man.
Yeah, yes, sir. Spent a week, or I am spending a week here in the A-Town, Atlanta, Georgia, right now. I do got to ask you something, and this is just, before we get into the little sports talk. Maestro, I want you to think about the one thing, and this could be the most recent, it could be in the past 10 years or whatever. I want you to think about the one thing that you made a reservation on and then went to go get that thing and it wasn't available. If there's something you could think about.
The first thing that popped in my mind wasn't appropriate.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay. One thing that I've reserved, but ended up not getting.
Right.
I don't know. Nothing pops up in the mind besides the inappropriate thing.
The inappropriate thing. Okay. All right. Because in my head, I'm like, well, are we an inappropriate podcast or?
I'm not gonna go there today. Let's say that.
All right. Because I ain't gonna lie. I mean, with everything that's been talked about with the sports stuff this week, particularly in the last couple of days, man, I'm feeling a little bit messy right now to just get into some of that talk. But just a quick story, and it's related to the trip we're on right now. So. And I think I told you before we headed out. So I reserved a caravan for the family to drive down to Atlanta in, right? Because both our cars got like mad mileage on it. We don't want to put no more miles on it for a trip like that, right? So then I put the reservation in probably felt like for about 3 weeks to a month, right? So I get to the airport. I get the BWI because that's where we got to pick up the caravan at. And dude behind the desk was like, yo, we ain't got no minivans. And I was like, what you mean you ain't got no minivans? Like I made a reservation, like a month ago. Right. And he was like, listen, we've been without minivans the entire day. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, because cats, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but there's people out here that's, trying to get minivans on rental. Yeah. And you telling me that y'all ain't had a minivan all day. And it was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if something come in, he's like, if something come in within the next, hour or something, I'll give you a call. So, went back outside to the truck. And I told Deb, I was like, yo, they ain't got no minivans in the joint. And she was like, how's that possible? I was like, the same question I'm answering, right? So I'm like, all right, look. They obviously got more vehicles, whether it's SUV, pickup truck, or whatever. Something that they could at least kind of upgrade me at for like the same price, right?
Right.
So I went back in, and the line was mad long, and I'm like, damn, like, everybody probably waiting on a vehicle that they can't get right now. So I'm in the line probably another 30 minutes, and I finally get to the end. I go see the girl this time. So I told the girl, I was like, hey, yo, I was here, 30 minutes ago when homeboy told me that y'all didn't have no minivans. And she was like, yeah, that's the case right now. And so I was like, so what do you have? Like, what 7-seaters do you have? Because the
Right.
minivan is a 7-seat joint.
Right.
We're trying to get some more room in there. And she was like, look, I got a Highlander, Toyota Highlander. It's only got 200 miles on it. And I'm like, yeah, let me get it. I don't got no time to be sitting here. It's about to be 7:30 at night. It's the night before we got to, hit the road, whatever. Just, give me what you got. So, they hit you up with the whole, you want to get the insurance, you want to get the coverages and stuff. And I'm like, look, I understand y'all trying to do your job and stuff. I have full coverage. So whatever stuff y'all offering me, my insurance company will take care of that. I'll take my chances. I've rented vehicles enough to know, okay, I don't think driving a new vehicle is any more risky without the coverages than it is a used vehicle as a rental.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take my chances. So, but in a nutshell, that's kind of the whole story. It's like you reserve something for a while, and then you find out they ain't got it, and you got to go through all the stuff just to get what you want.
Hey man, you made it, man. Well, that's all you can say.
Safety.
You made it.
Safety.
Yeah, you made it. You know what I'm saying? I hope you got it for a reasonable, in the same ballpark price. And
I ain't paying nothing extra.
Yeah,
I ain't pay a dime extra. I said, look, y'all don't have me wait out here almost an hour for this truck. Nah, y'all gonna hook a brother up with this one. So
that's what's up. That's what's up.
But you're right. The most important thing is, man, we safe here.
And it worked out. I mean,
it worked all out.
It
all worked out.
Man.
Weather's nice, man. It was like 80 something today. It's gonna be 80 tomorrow
it's like
too.
That. Yeah, it's like that today down here too.
Word.
Or up here, I guess. Yeah, it's like 80, literally right. Well, it's 77 now, but about an hour ago, it's about 80.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about going outside tomorrow, leaving work early and just going outside.
Mm-hmm. That's what's
getting some mental health. You know what I mean?
There you go. I know you said it on Twitter earlier today, so I'll just kind of repeat it. Happy birthday, Jill Scott. The great Jill Scott. Happy birthday to her.
Absolutely. Love her.
No doubt.
Love her. I went to go recheck and see how much tickets was, and they still way out of my price range, even if I just took myself.
Mm-hmm. So when does she come into DC?
May the 13th, 14th, 15th, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm thinking about just getting one for myself. Like, you know what? I like Jill Scott. I don't care who comes with me. I like Jill Scott by myself. You know what I'm saying?
I was just about to say, because you've been, going to the movies by yourself on some occasions.
I do a lot of shit by myself, man. But I'm, I don't know. I just had reasons not to do it recently, so now it's like, yeah, I'm about to get back on that. Self-love, man.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. Well, I guess we could get into the shenanigans, and we got some congratulations to hand out too to the LSU Tigers women's basketball team. Congrats, Angel Reese, Alexis Morris, and the crew, getting it done against Iowa State and Caitlin Clark, who you said last week you were just now learning about who Caitlin
never
Clark
heard.
is.
I never knew who she was until Saturday.
Yeah.
Never knew who she was.
She's that good though.
I looked it up. I watched the highlights. Yeah, I mean clearly, but I didn't know who she was up until the whole all this weekend melee, man.
Yeah.
But shout out to her.
Yeah.
What I'm not gonna stand for. We're on a platform. I'm not gonna stand for all y'all keep talking about the John Cena "You Can't See Me" dance or whatever the hell y'all calling it. It's not that. It's the Tony Yayo dance, and I'm not standing for. Not on my platform where we're going to sit here and talk about John Cena. No, Tony Yayo. That's the Tony Yayo dance.
You want to know something interesting? You want to know something interesting?
What?
I've always known it to be the Tony Yayo thing. I just learned that John Cena stole it. I'm not a wrestling guy, so I don't follow it all that much, but I just learned
and I don't like John Cena's raps.
Yeah. I don't follow the sport enough to know that that's what he did and that's what he stole from Tony Yayo. Because, when I see players do that, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
That's Tony Yayo.
Yeah. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
And to John Cena's credit, I have seen him on an interview somewhere, not, a prior interview where he acknowledges that that's, he got that from Tony Yayo. So, that ain't no shot to John Cena. So,
Well, it's a shot to the people it's a shot to the people that credit John Cena more
Yeah,
so,
don't credit John Cena. I
more
agree.
so
Don't
than
credit
John
John
Cena
Cena.
himself.
That's
Yeah,
the Tony Yayo dance.
yeah,
Yeah. Don't do Tony Yayo like that.
yeah.
I got
Facts.
you, Tony Yayo. I don't know why I haven't seen Tony Yayo respond or nothing. I guess he's chilling. He ain't tripping.
Nah,
But
he
nah,
ain't tripping.
that's you, Slim.
He
I,
ain't look. Look,
yeah,
I tell you
nah.
what. The what's that song? Seductive. That joint.
So, he's so seductive or something like that.
That
Yeah.
joint was resurfacing. I was like, okay. I might have to go back on Apple and start looking up these songs because it's just kind of giving me a flashback vibe right now. But yeah. Shout out Tony Yayo, man. Shout out to the
Tony,
homie.
yeah. But congrats to LSU, Andrew Reese, and for real, congrats to Iowa and Caitlin Clark. Because I mean, for all intents and purposes, like I said, I didn't know nothing about her. But it looked like she about to be the next one going. Because ain't she going to the league next year?
I believe she did declare for the
Yeah.
WNBA draft. Yeah.
Yeah.
She did
So she
declare
look
for
like
that.
she might be one of them ones. At least from her college, looking like she might be one of them ones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, congrats to her too.
Numbers are out of this world, bruh. I mean,
Nah, I just watch highlights. She be shooting the youngest faces off. So I mean, yeah, for certain.
Yeah.
And she got a little attitude with her. I like players with a little attitude on them. So
Yeah. Facts. Like the attitude. Angel Reese is, a
Angel
great
Reese
player.
is her.
Yeah.
Respect to Caitlin Clark, but Angel Reese is her, and I'm never going to Shawty from Maryland. You know what I mean? Like I'm not about. We ain't about to do. I don't know nothing about Caitlin Clark. Don't care nothing about Caitlin Clark. Andrew Reese from Maryland.
Yeah,
and came out like
she from
I'm
Baltimore.
from Maryland.
Yeah, she from Baltimore. Yeah.
Not to be confused with DMV. I've been seeing a lot of that on Twitter too.
I've seen a lot of
Maryland,
that too.
though.
I've seen a
She
lot of
from
that.
Maryland.
Baltimore County.
Yeah.
Yep. Facts. And who else is from Maryland? Which I found out was her cousin on the UConn team. Jordan Hawkins, from Montgomery County. By the way, congrats to him. Congrats to UConn on winning the men's national championship game. Also, I watched that with moms last night, and I gotta be honest, bruh. I think from like the maybe 5 minutes into the game, I never thought that San Diego State had a chance in this game, bruh.
Yeah.
Like they scored 8-10 points. I think they was up like 10-6, and then UConn just kind of stole the lead, and San Diego State went about a good 7 minutes without scoring a basket. And for a long time, it was a 12-point deficit, even from the first half going deeper into the second half. And San Diego tried to make a run at it, but it was just too much. UConn's got, some trees down low. You're just not going to be able to do nothing with that. So,
how you feel about the tournament overall this year?
Well, we had some firsts, right? So there were no one seeds that made the Elite Eight, from what I saw. I saw that. You had 3 programs make the Final Four for the first time in school history. So you had that also. It was a wide open tournament. To be honest with you, it was a wide.
I'll be honest with you, that shit was boring.
It was boring,
and I don't know. It was.
Okay.
I don't know, and I don't know if it was because the big the big name schools,
the usual suspects
there.
weren't there.
I don't know that what it was. But as I tried to watch a couple of games, and I'm just like I'm watching it. I'm like I don't want to watch this shit. And I really couldn't. I mean, like every from every round, I would try to watch a little bit of it, and I find myself doing other shit. I don't know if I'm just somewhere else right now mentally, and it was so fucking underwhelming to me this year. I wasn't really rocking with it this year.
Yeah,
and I don't know. And maybe we set the precedent because I remember when it was bracket time, and me and you both kind of agreed, like, nah,
it's not the same. It's not the same. I didn't do a bracket this year. As a matter of fact, my office staff actually, we started doing a tournament at the Sweet 16, at the start of the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
And just by the way, your boy, when he get back to the office, your boy got a first place prize waiting for him because your boy predicted UConn to win the thing,
Wow.
predicted the exact score 76-59.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just whoever listening over there, I'm let y'all know y'all better have my prize waiting for me when I get back.
Oh man, some loot.
But yeah, it's
Is it
like
some bread?
it's some bread. It's some bread.
Okay.
It's some
Okay.
bread. It's in the form of a gift card, but it's some bread
Okay.
nonetheless.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I'll take that. Although
Yeah.
although Deb had me thinking last night, like, man, if I could have played that on FanDuel,
See.
man.
Yeah.
If I could have
Yeah.
played that as a parlay or something, man, but you
Might
know,
have raked up.
right,
I didn't
right.
even know Mike. If you got the exact score, you
The exact
definitely would have.
score, I would have. Yeah, if I'd have
You
put
would
a
have cleaned.
dollar on that joint,
You could have cleaned. Yeah. You would have
yeah,
cleaned up a little
I'd
bit.
have
Yeah.
cleaned up real good. You know,
Yeah.
so. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, I think you're right, man. I think we kind of set that precedent a week ago, or a couple weeks ago. I wasn't excited about doing a bracket. But for me, it wasn't so much that the big schools weren't there. It was just that by the time it got to the Final Four, it felt like it was UConn's to lose at that point. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like
Okay.
UConn, has won 5 of them things since '99. You know what I'm saying? Like they've won with like 3 different coaches.
Yeah.
Those other schools, and again, congratulations to those schools that got there. Florida Atlantic, San Diego
San Diego
State,
State.
University of Miami, the U.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, big props to them schools for doing what they did. I mean, they knocked off some 1 seeds. Like, you can't, I can't just poo poo that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't poo poo that. Now, you can argue, because who was number 1? Alabama was number 1, and I
Yeah.
think they were one of the best teams, but you and I know the whole situation with the player and stuff, and really I don't consider Bama to be a basketball school. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I wasn't expecting them to win the title this year.
Right.
I don't think they're that. You had Houston, who's kind of been knocking on the door for so many years. I didn't think they was really gonna do much of anything, and then you had Kansas. Bill Self, I think, had to sit out a couple of games because he had a health scare in those first couple of rounds, so they kind of got knocked off. And then I forget who the other number 1 seed was, but yeah, you really didn't have that dominant team this season. I mean, this really was a crapshoot tournament, and
Yeah.
if you're somebody that likes the quote unquote the blue bloods, if you're the guy that likes that, then this wasn't the year for you. This wasn't the tournament for you. So.
Okay.
So I understand it. I understand it even from
know.
your point of view too.
I
Like,
might have just told myself that I wasn't interested before it even started, and maybe that's what it was. But I found even last night, I had it on. I definitely wasn't watching it.
Yep.
I definitely wasn't watching it. Man, I was drinking with my family last night, doing what I do.
Right. So, all right. Now for the shenanigans, right? So, we're seeing a lot of Angel Reese disappreciation for her celebration against Caitlin Clark in that final game.
Man, we have got to start questioning we gotta start pulling up the dictionary.com. Is disappreciation a word?
I made that up on the fly, bro, because I was trying to think of something, and I was like, you know what, I'm just about to make up something right then and there.
Hey,
and if dudes catch it, hey.
Webster, make it happen, man. That's a word now.
Disappreciation, but not like dudes was coming out. You had what's his name with Keith Olbermann. Keith Olbermann came out. Was talking spicy. You had Dave Portnoy, who owns Barstool Sports. Come out saying some nasty
Shout
stuff
out
about her.
Gillian Wallow.
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna get to them in a second. I want to bring up a topic about what they had to say too. But to just kind of get through this part of it, man. Look, man, the racism is in there, bruh. Like, and even if you're not those two guys, even if you're just media or just talking heads that say that Angel Reese's her celebration was too much for you when Caitlin Clark was doing the same thing against Dawn Staley's team in South Carolina a few days before that.
Well, let me jump in. Let me jump in for a second, because I think I think Angel Reese did a better job of rubbing it in than Caitlin Clark did to South Carolina. It seemed like, and I didn't see because I saw an extended view of Angel Reese where she kind of walked around her and kind of followed her,
Yeah.
and by all means, I'm applauding either way. I'm applauding both. Like
Right.
I'm cool when Caitlin Clark did it. I'm cool when Angel Reese did it.
Right.
She put a little more, but Angel Reese definitely did put a little more sauce on it for whatever reason. I'm cool with it.
She
either
won
way.
the chip.
Yeah,
That's the
care.
extra. Right.
Yeah, again, I don't care. Like if it was the first point of the game and she felt like she wanted to give her that energy, it's all fair to me. I like that. That don't bother me. I like that. That's spicy. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know where. Look, man. I don't know if it's racism. Yes, I do. It's racist. I hate to be that guy. I hate to be that guy.
Racism. It's racism.
I hate to be that guy because I always want to try to find a way where it's not like, because I don't want motherfuckers to be racist. I don't want that. But like, why you fucking with her? Why you fucking with her? Why are you messing with her? Angel Reese? Yeah. I mean, I get it. She's had a chip on her shoulder all year. She been talking her talk all year.
Yeah.
So you don't like her because she talking her talk and she backing it up. I mean, shorty a double every time she come on the court.
Yeah. Caitlin Clark been talking that talk. Caitlin Clark been doing that all year. She told a girl, like, yo, shut up. It's, we up by 15. Y'all down by 15. Shut up. Like, yeah. Like, I ain't criticize Caitlin Clark for that. I thought that was just, smack talk throughout the game.
Yeah, right.
We
gotta stop putting these. Look, man, it's sports. At the end of the day, I would even venture to say that it's a bit sexist for men to come out and be like, women can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Women shouldn't be doing that. Or, I mean, for certain, a black woman. Like, something like, why she can't do it and Caitlin Clark can? Like, I don't understand that. Why they can't talk their shit?
Yeah, and like, why are we differentiating the styles of smack talk and differentiating the celebrations? Again, Caitlin Clark's celebration a couple of days prior, that's them getting to the final game. Yeah. Angel Reese won the whole thing, so anything extra that she adds to that just equates to the fact that she won the whole thing. And she knocked off the girl that everybody in the media and their mama been talking about.
They're talking about, right.
This entire year. And it's LSU's first national championship on the women's side of things. So it's a lot to be celebrated. It's a lot to just go out there and talk your talk. It's all kinds of things with it. I don't just look at her going up against the player. It's that plus what she did for that school and who she knocked off to do it.
Yeah, and for real, you also gotta give credit to Caitlin Clark, man, because I'm sure from the title that we're gonna get into the whole Jill Biden situation.
Yeah,
but I mean, she handled it with class. She got the right to talk her shit. Andrew Reese got the right to talk her shit after she, you know what I'm saying? So
facts.
So I mean, I would hope that after hearing from Caitlin Clark and she's saying, "Hey, y'all should just chill," that this kind of dissolves by tomorrow. Like, we ain't even gotta be talking about this. It shouldn't be nothing, no headlines about this tomorrow. This should not be still on Twitter by tomorrow. And
Right. So you brought up the title of this episode in reference to what Joe Biden had to say about inviting not just the national champion to the White House, but also inviting Iowa State. Look.
Just wanted to see that white girl.
Look. I'll call Breezy up and be like, "Hey, you want to see your Phillies and your Eagles at the White House too? Because y'all lost some championships in the past few months here. Like, are we kind of setting a precedent here? Nah, Joe Biden and." I'm not even going to say respectfully or unrespectfully. I'm just going to say, Joe Biden, you're wrong. The White House visit is for champions. And
why do you think she put that energy out there, though, in real life?
Why do you think she put that out there?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. And I'll be honest with you. I honestly, and I like to believe this about certain things too. Like when we see things like this and people want to start race wars and and things like that. At first, I was like, you know what, this is somebody just trying to make up a story just to get the reaction of the people that are already, souped up about the whole thing with Angel Reese and her celebration and things like that. I'd like to believe that the people at the White House did not allow her to say that and get that out public and to not
Yeah.
set a precedent for that because what we got coming up? We got NBA Finals coming up in June. We got Stanley Cup coming up in June. Like, come on, we going to invite the runner up to the finals to the White House? We setting a precedent now? Like, nah. I like to believe that somebody made this story up because and look, nothing surprises me. But there's no way that you can set that precedent. Like, there's no participation trophies.
I mean, there is absolutely a way you could set the precedent. It just would be wrong. They could do that. They could absolutely do that, and it would, and we'd bitch about it for a week, and then it just be that.
If I'm the winning team, I wouldn't go.
Yeah, I'd go see Michelle Obama, like the other shorty said. I'm like, yo, let's go see Michelle then.
Yeah, like if they somehow approved that, if that went, like,
I ain't going.
Then if I'm Angel Reese and that team, I'd be like, I'm gonna invite the losers to the White House. Nah, we ain't coming. Like, we ain't celebrating with them. This is our time. Like, this is our trophy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we came to see y'all. Like, because we won something. We're champions. Like, they're the runner ups.
And keep it a buck. Ain't nobody pressed to go see Joe and Jill Biden. Period.
Facts.
So I mean, look, man. So
Facts.
Even like we not honored. It's y'all honor to come see us. It's not the other way around. Like I was good. I ain't gonna say that's the case for every girl and every staff member there, but I'm pretty confident that most of them women on that team ain't like, oh shit, we get to go see Jill Biden. That's just kind of the thing that comes with it. But
I think most of those girls are saying to themselves, ooh, what other opportunity do we have to go to the White House? Maybe not so much meet whoever's there, but just to experience the whole thing of going to the White House, period, I think is what they look forward to.
I don't know, and maybe it's, I'm speaking from my perspective. I'm not that excited to go see the White House, see what's in it, what it's about. I don't really care. I've been in DC, or DC Maryland area my entire life,
and that could be it. But I think some people that maybe don't get to travel often and don't get to see these landmarks have the opportunity to do so. And, I think some of these people that are on these teams that win titles, I think they look forward to the experience much more than they do to meet who's in the White House.
All right. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just saying if I'm 40-year-old Maestro and I just won the NBA college championship, the first I'm not thinking, oh shit, y'all, I get to go to the White House.
Of course, it's not the first thing. I think it just about. First thing you're thinking about is getting drunk. Of course.
Well, or the parade. The parade. You know what I'm saying? Like it's way walking around the campus and being the man. It's way bigger or way better pros to winning a championship, in my personal opinion, than going to the White House.
Yeah, shout out to Kesey in the Facebook Live chat.
What up, Kesey?
Yeah, it would like if I never got to visit the White House at age 40, I wouldn't, it's not something that I would, go crazy over. It would just be, I never got an opportunity to visit the White House.
Man, it never crosses my mind. I never think, ooh, I want to go to the White House, or I wonder what it's like. I know I've been once as a child, young. Like I don't even remember much about it.
Yeah.
But but I don't care, man. I don't care about that shit. That is not a priority at all.
Hey, this is 40. We ain't thinking about that stuff no more.
And let me be clear. I wasn't thinking about it at 20 either.
Yeah, I could agree with that on my part anyway. I don't think I was thinking about stuff like that at 20 years old, but
Yeah,
but if the opportunity presented itself,
sure,
I wasn't gonna,
I ain't
be
gonna be like,
like,
nah,
I'm
I'm not
going.
going.
Right,
Yeah, sure,
right,
sure.
right. So, but yeah, Joe Biden, if that's
Chill
true,
out,
then what you
chill
said,
out.
you got to fall back on that one. Like, that's not something we want to set a precedent for.
You think she wanted to meet Caitlin Clark because Caitlin Clark has been such a story, and that's why she wanted both of them to come?
If she wants to meet Caitlin Clark, she has the power to meet Caitlin Clark.
Sure, but obviously it would be a bigger headline of them coming to visit, the whole team coming to visit. That would be a bigger headline.
It would be a bigger headline, and it would also create some controversy. And
We
maybe
love
maybe so.
controversy.
Maybe so. Maybe they did want to meet Caitlin Clark, but I'll go back to what I said. Like you part of the most powerful union in the country. Like if you want to meet Caitlin Clark, you can go meet Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? Like if you wanted to just like meet her and just talk or something, maybe do a podcast or something like that. Okay, go ahead and do it. But you're not gonna invite the LSU Tiger national championship women's team and then have Iowa State there on the same day in the White House. You're not going to do that. Like
I
that's
mean,
that's that.
you
That's
keep saying they're not going to do it. They can do it. I just want you. I just want to be clear.
sure, and they be fools to do it. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, no, they just be unethical.
They just
They wouldn't be fools. All they would hear is backlash, and like I said, that backlash ain't gonna last nothing but 2 or 3 days.
So then whoever lose the NBA finals, hey, where my trip to the White House?
Might not be the case. They might just want to do it for women's college basketball. I mean, I don't know. If they throw an angle on it, if they go in there and decide they're going to throw a woman empowerment angle on it, then next thing you
more
know,
discrimination, huh?
I mean, not even. I mean, it's all about perspective, though. If they go in there and make them take a big unified picture to promote women empowerment and unification in women's basketball, then a lot of unprivy sports fans are going to take that and say, "Oh shit, that's dope, that's fly shit." Because when we do want women empowerment and we do want women's basketball, to which like all the women's rights groups will probably be going crazy behind it because they're not real sports fans. So I mean, there is an angle where this would work to a demographic. It's just that us sports people see how that's unethical.
And let's be real. If Iowa State win a championship, do you think Jill Biden, if this is true, do you think she would come out and be like, "Oh, I'm thinking about inviting Angel Reese and the LSU second place Tigers to the White House"? Like, you think that's a conversation?
I mean,
if it went the other way around.
That's a big variable because now you're implying that Joe Biden don't like niggas, and I'm not gonna go that far.
Well,
I don't know Joe Biden
well,
like that.
but I think she represents something bigger than herself. She's representing not just herself; she's representing the White House. She's representing everybody that is there, including her husband, the president, including everybody else that's in that White House. So
I think I'll say this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Joe Biden, but I would think benefit of a doubt, and I don't know why she deserves the benefit of a doubt, but I would think that even if it was the other way around, she would have still said, "I want LSU and Iowa to come." Mm-hmm. I don't think she knows shit about sports. Let's be clear. Because if she was a sports person, this would have never came out of her mouth.
Yeah,
right. You know what I'm saying?
Like yeah. No, I feel you on that. I don't think that's not a question. I think we both know that she's just talking to insert herself in the conversation.
So it's not difficult to see that there might be the angle that she's just trying to promote. I'm proud of these young women doing this, this good thing. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
But like I said, us sports fans, that's bullshit, and we don't agree with that.
Right. So I want to get to the Gillian Wallow portion of the conversation, and this is in relation to Dave Portnoy coming out and lashing out towards Angel Reese for the celebration. So one of the first things I thought about when I saw this dude's tweet, I was like, you know what? I want to hear what Wally and Gillo. What I say? Wallow and Gillian.
Wallow.
Don't want to mix that up. I want to hear what those fellas have to say because I know that $1 million worth of game is in a partnership with Barstool Sports. So they came out with the video. Wallow spoke up and basically said, like, I think we all thought he was gonna say is that, yo, we don't rock with anything with, that Dave said. We disagree with, him saying that about Angel Reese. Like, he's dead wrong for that. And he made it a point to say that, look, this is our platform. $1 million worth of game is our platform. Me and Gilly own this. We don't work for Barstool Sports. We are in a partnership with Barstool Sports. License deal and stuff like that, right? So in my head, I'm like, you know what? If they had decided after them speaking out that they wanted to, cut the partnership and go separate ways, then you know what, so be it. It is what it is. These things kind of happen, whatever. They'll be all right. Both sides will, be all right and go off and do their respective things, whatever.
Right.
What I don't want to do, and I saw a lot of this on my timeline today. A lot of people were taking shots at Wallow and Gilly for even being partnered up with Barstool Sports in the first place. For example, somebody came on and was like, well, we tried to tell you about these guys. And I can't speak for what Dave Portnoy has said in the past. I can't speak for anything egregious that he's may have said, or maybe somebody on the platform of Barstool Sports may have said. I don't follow.
There has definitely been, neither do I, but there has definitely been stories about.
There's been some stories about that.
About past unethical behavior.
Okay, that's fair. I believe you on that front.
Without me knowing, I just know that there has been reports about it.
Okay,
yeah.
and even with that too, right? I'm not about to sit up here and talk about two black men, and if you know Wallow's story, you would know that Wallow spent 20 years in prison, got out about 5-6 years ago, and has created this platform for himself. And this dude does videos. He's boots on the ground with inspirational quotes on his IG and things like that.
Matter of fact, he's gonna be down here on Saturday.
Oh, word? That's what's up. That's what's up. And that's a cat I do want to meet one day too. So I know he was at the Davis fight too a few months ago also.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you know this guy came from nothing, man. Like 20 years in the pen, got out, trying to figure out his direction, started a podcast with Gilly, 5 years in, brand is like up here, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not about to sit up here and criticize these black gentlemen for partnering up with an organization that they think they can, help monetize, amongst each other. Like I'm not about to create another like war storm over that. I think you should just, for me, in my opinion, I think you should just let those guys explain their point, which is what we all thought they were gonna do, and just kind of move on. Like I don't think we need to criticize both those gentlemen for doing that. I want to know where you stand with that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, what they got? I mean, they don't own nothing. I'm sorry, he don't own nothing in Portnoy. He don't own nothing that got to do with their deal.
Yeah,
their deal. They made 100 M. It's $100 million that was involved in that deal.
Right.
You go tell me, cause if that's the case, if you got something to say about that, to go to your racist boss and tell him you quit for your 100K a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, bro. Like they held him accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And even said at the end of the day, like, we still rock with you. There ain't no, ain't no issue.
Yeah.
But that shit was foul. Was foul.
Right.
And you should be able to hold your partners accountable for when they do bullshit.
Right.
And he did some bullshit. They held him accountable, and that's it. And that's really all you could do. Because at the end of the day, there is a line. There is a line of ethics that can be crossed where you could decide, hey, we can't do business no more. Mm-hmm. But I mean,
that's their choice. That's their choice. You know what I'm saying? If they did it, I got no problem with it.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool. If you decide you still want to be in partnership with Dave and Barstool, cool. Y'all, entrepreneurs, y'all black entrepreneurs, y'all doing y'all thing. I'm not about to sit up here and hate on that. And even some people had a problem with them saying, "Hey, we still rock with you, Dave." Like people had a problem with them saying that. It's like,
yeah, they still rock with him. He got him 100 M's.
yeah, like come on,
The
it's
fuck?
it's business. Yeah, it's business. You know what I mean? And like Wallow said, Dave don't own them. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? They could look. They could still split that partnership up. Like I mean, not split it, but they can leave that partnership, and they'll be 10 times better of a platform than Barstool would be. Like they won't fall off. Like $1 million worth of game, they won't fall off.
Well, I don't know. They'll be fine. Like you said in the beginning of it, they'll be fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be fine. Shout out to Gillian Wallow and to Dave Portnoy. Do better, man.
Yeah.
Do better. You got to cut that shit out. That was wrong. Yeah, that was flat out. That was wrong. Ain't no another way to slice it. That was wrong.
Yeah.
Keith Olbermann, you dead fucking wrong. Like, cut that. Anybody that got something to say about it, you like just shut up. Because clearly you don't play sports. Clearly you have never been in something competitive in your life before. Where sometimes you gotta let your competition know, like I'm that nigga.
It's funny you said that. His being Keith Olbermann, his apology was so much worse than the actual thing that he said towards Angel Reese. I'm not about to get into it, but I will just say that within that apology, he talked about not following the girls' game. So you just kind of outed yourself by talking about something that you have no idea
I ain't
about.
mad at that. That's what 87% of social media does.
Sure.
They make a brash decision or a brash statement based on 30 seconds of information they got. So I mean, look,
Sure.
hey,
That don't mean he can't get ridiculed for it.
I mean, if that's what that I would just prefer a sincere apology. Hey, that what I said was wrong, and this is why it was wrong. I'll do better next time. That's all he had to say for me.
I prefer to, show who he really was, and he really did do that. So,
I mean, but what did that even mean? I mean, we already got our opinions of who he is.
Well, before that, I mean, I didn't think he'd go that low though. Like Keith Olbermann, I never really known him to like really lash out like that. You know what I'm saying? Not that I ever rocked with him or anything like that, but that was just something that that just kind of came unexpected. You know what I'm saying? And so now that he kind of put himself out there like that, and then with the lame ass apology to throw in there. It's like, all right, dude, we know who you really are, bruh.
I mean, cool. I mean, like you said, I ain't there fuck with the nigga no way. So I mean, all right, you just another nigga that said some shit. Like he's no different than all the other people who say shit on my timeline that I don't fucking know, real.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, like yeah, I mean, all right,
yeah,
cool,
yeah. What's been popping in the NBA lately, man? We got a week left in the season before the silly little play-in tournament, and then the real playoffs start the following week after that.
I'm a come clean, Trey.
What's good? What's good?
I done wasted about $30 over the past 2 months because I can promise you that I have not watched it. Like my plan, and I blame Amazon Fire Stick. So my plan was, I got League Pass.
Yep.
And my plan is every day. Regardless of what I'm doing, I'm at least have it on League Pass on mute so I could just watch, I could just be watching games,
Yep.
For some reason, the fucking app, the NBA League app, don't work on Fire Stick for some reason. So now you're asking me to watch it on my phone or every day plug my laptop up or plug my phone up now, which means now I gotta buy an adapter piece.
Yeah, I was gonna say extra money.
Like
extra money. Yeah.
So for the first few days, I would, I have a second. I just try to watch a game on my phone, or I would try to watch in my room.
Yeah.
I don't be in my room, so for me to I can't watch TV in my room. Like I just don't do it. I do two things in my room. Sleeping,
I was about to say you was about to get inappropriate.
Yeah. So those are the two. Yeah, like I don't do nothing else in my room. I don't eat in my room.
Yeah.
And I don't be in my room.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So for me to try to watch NBA games in my room, that wasn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, because you're trying to do the music stuff while you got the game on.
Yeah,
and
right.
stuff like that. Yeah,
so
you're
I
trying to
can't plug.
multitask.
So I can't plug it up to my laptop.
Yeah,
because I do music on my laptop.
yeah.
So for me, it's just like this year. This year has been a wash. I should just cancel it now, but I'm just thugging out for another month or two for the league. Before the playoff games really just start being on.
Well, it's
ABC.
really another week because everything after that is going to be on national television.
No. I know for certain the first round they still do some first rounders on like NBA TV.
Right,
I'm confident in that.
Right,
yeah.
right. But those first round games are on either TNT, ESPN, ABC. You'll still be able to see those.
I'll see majority of them, but they'll do but they will do a random game 2 on NBA TV. A random.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I know what you're talking about, like NBA TV, which you don't have, right?
No, that's what I bought League Pass for. I do have it.
Right. Okay. Now I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, because some nights they'll have the double header on TNT, and then they'll have that one game that's like on NBA TV with like
So if I'm going to try to catch all of it, I kind of got to keep that open. I got to fucking get a sling account for 2 months.
NBA, and it's funny you said that. Now that I kind of think about it, those playoff games on NBA TV are the matchups that aren't really like the sexiest of the matchups on that particular day.
Until it becomes the sexy matchup because of what happened in game 1. You know what I'm saying?
So, right.
So I just want to have my options open until I know fully what's going on or got an idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I am penny pinching.
That's true. I ain't gonna front. You took me for a loop there. I thought you was gonna come out and say that I'm changing my pick to win the finals. I thought you was changing your pick there for a minute there. But
I mean, I think they're going through the West. I don't believe nobody in the West.
You said they're going through the West.
I mean, I'm not talking about like they whipping everybody ass. I'm just saying. Yeah, I ain't going crazy like that. But I don't believe nobody else. I think KD gonna turn up in time. He gonna be up in time. No homo. He gonna be ready. You know what I'm saying? And then with him and then Devin Booker being a second scoring option with same shit I've been saying. I don't think nobody really gonna be able to deal with him in the West. And then the Celtics and the Bucks in the East.
Mm-hmm. So
Kyrie ain't really been
Oh, I think they're about to miss the playoffs altogether, bro.
Right.
The Mavericks,
you know what I'm saying? That ain't right. So that ain't really been working.
I think they about to. But I don't even think Dallas is really a threat. I mean, over some of these other teams.
I mean,
that's not
they were
named
going
Phoenix.
I mean, but we didn't feel that way when the trade happened. I mean, I don't know exactly what happened with Dallas, but when we said Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, we said, okay, that's going to be not necessarily finals, but they're going to be in the conversation. They're not in the conversation right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, some people alluded to the defense not being there because of when they traded away to get Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Injuries are a part of it also. Luka's missed some games. Kyrie sat out a couple of games. The record's been terrible since the trade. So, I mean, they're having conversations about shutting these two guys down for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
With
and he's tested, and I heard he's testing the market. I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard that Kyrie Irving is testing the free agent market.
I heard that also. What do you think about that? You think he should, or you think he should re-up with Dallas?
I think he's a grown ass man. He could do what he want. But it's not like. But I mean, I think you can build on. If I'm Kyrie, if I was Kyrie, like he got to know he's not going to be the number one option. They need a wing defender. They need wing defenders. I mean, they need defense.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's something that they could do if he stays. I think that they can get a decent wing defender. I think they could get their defense better. We know points ain't an issue.
Right.
So I mean, if I'm Kyrie Irving, I stay. I guess I stay and see what I can do in the West.
1 year deal, because there's conversations about whether Dallas or really anybody for that matter should give him a multiple year deal because of
It's been
the
that. I mean,
inconsistencies
it's
of
been
that.
that for yeah. That's been the conversation for years.
Yeah,
I don't know. I know that the his it would suggest like his history would suggest that he's not a long term deal guy. Whether that's real or not, I don't know. I think you got to make him happy.
hmm
And I think if you make him happy, he'll play basketball. But it's clear that he's not happy for whatever reasons he's not happy about.
yeah. The other place he was rumored was the Lakers in the offseason. I don't know if that obviously there's a storyline there with him reuniting with LeBron James, but
Yeah.
I just don't know how real that is.
I mean, it could be real. It could be. I mean, look, man. I think it's clear that Kyrie Irving, he left Cleveland, went to Boston, and I guess somewhere mid-season,
hmm
he said something to the effect of LeBron. I get it now,
Yeah,
and whoop,
yeah.
whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
I think he don't. I don't think he wants to be the number one guy on a team.
Mm.
I think he just wants to go out there, do what he do, and play basketball,
Right, right.
and that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But he don't
Phoenix.
want all the lights on him. I don't think he want the lights on him.
Mm.
Not like that. Not for out off basketball shit. Like,
Right.
and when you the number one guy, unfortunately, off basketball shit is going to get included, especially when you putting like doing posting what you're posting about the book and the flat Earth and all the other all the other shit you're saying off the court.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you a number one guy, when you consider the top 10 talent in the league, yeah, that's gonna happen to you.
hmm Yeah. Facts. Um, Phoenix is a number 4 seed right now. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're like 2.5 games up on the next team, and not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I think there's some folks that wanted to make sure that they kept the number 4 seed. I mean, with how close most of these teams are between 4 and 12, like there was like a 3 game difference for like it felt like a month now, and
Yeah.
KD was out for most of that. They felt like they wanted to keep Phoenix at number 4 there to give them the home court there because the top 3, Denver, Memphis, and Sacramento, and by the way, congrats on the Kings for
Yeah.
clinching a playoff spot. First time since what, 06, I think it was.
Yeah, 2006.
Yeah. I seen niggas in the Twitterverse talking about the last time the Kings was in the postseason. They was in junior high school. Like I'm seeing stuff like that going around. So props to the Kings. Props to the Kings for getting back to the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Congrats.
Then you got Clippers at 5, Golden State 6, Lakers 7, Pelicans 8, and then you got Minnesota and Oklahoma City 9 and 10. All that is
That's crazy.
a
That Dallas
3 game.
got Luka and Kyrie, and they are not in the top 10 in the West.
It's wild. I mean, well, let's play this game. Who, if Dallas was who we thought they were gonna be, who in your mind would be that odd team out of those names right there?
Who's number 10 again?
Oklahoma
City.
Oklahoma City.
I mean, look, man. Look, shout out to SGA. He balling, but I mean, that team ain't. I hate it. That team ain't shit without SGA.
I mean, it's not like he was missing games or anything like that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like SGA is he the man.
You the dude.
Like they're even there because of him. So I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know that. I don't know. In no shade, because clearly they're playing better than Dallas.
Right.
But I don't know that that's a more talented team than the Dallas Mavericks.
And let's keep in mind, this team is still below 500. Right?
Yeah.
Let's not act like
We're not talking about like they're in the play-in. Let's be clear. This is not a good team.
Right.
They're in the play-in.
They're in the play-in. That's right. And if they lose,
And who's now?
The Timberwolves.
I mean, they're a better team, but clearly they ain't.
I want to give them a little bit of credit though, because if it wasn't last week, it was the week before. Because right now they're on a 3-game losing streak, but before that they were on a 4-game win streak. They had beat the Kings on the road. They had beaten, I forget who the other team was. I think it might have been the Clippers. they beat some good teams out west on the road.
Mm-hmm.
While they got Karl Anthony Towns back in
Back.
the lineup, and then Anthony
Anthony
Edwards,
Edwards.
who I thought was gonna mix some extra time, came back in the lineup, and now you got this rotation where it's Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Cat, Rudy Gobert, and you got whoever playing the four. Like, I think that's the first time we really seen those four
Right.
players since the trade. Let's keep in mind, Conley came in from the trade,
Right.
and we've seen those four players in the lineup, and I have to say they look pretty good.
Okay.
They look pretty good. You know, for a while there, I thought, this team might get out of the play-in, meaning they might finish fifth or sixth the way they was going.
Okay.
The way it was going. So, but obviously these other teams got, better players. I mean, Warriors, they're gonna get Wiggins back. That's gonna be a difference maker down the stretch here. The Lakers, I think, still look good since the trade. I think they're 14-7 since since they made that trade. And the Pelicans, and we've kind of talked about how disappointing they were mid-season, no Zion, that kind of a thing, and they're kind of trying to make a push at it also.
I mean, you said the 8 they're at?
They're number 8 right now.
Yeah.
They're number 8,
Yeah.
and Bi has been balling his ass off lately too. So, so yeah, they're gonna be a team that's like that. Like that first round in the West is gonna be like the most interesting round of playoffs in a while because you got teams at the bottom half of that, the Lakers, Warriors, Clippers. Like you're looking at those teams and you're saying, okay, there's a lot of experience there on the bottom part of that, 5 through 8, and then you look at up top where it's the Nuggets. They might got the MVP, even though I don't want him to win the MVP this year. You got Ja back in the lineup for Memphis.
Yeah.
And then the Kings, who you and I agree they're as good as advertised. We're gonna find out what they're gonna be, in the first round.
It might be. I think the only thing that are they ready for the bright lights?
Yeah,
that's the only thing that make this
right. Right.
But I get you. The young boys against the old boys. That's
pretty much.
That's what it seemed like.
Pretty much. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if there's a 95 Rockets team somewhere in this conference and these playoffs coming up. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, you know where I'm at with it. KD is going to do KD things. Devin Booker going to back him up. Chris Paul, when they get down to that 7-8 man rotation, I think that team going to be all right.
Okay, we going to see whoever they play in the first round though. Like that's gonna be fire though.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's Golden State in that 4-5 matchup, that's gonna be fire, bro.
Yeah,
that's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
So I would argue that would be the series of the first round for certain in the Western Conference.
Right.
For certain.
Right.
I in the East, and the Knicks clinched the playoff spot last week, and it's looking like we're gonna go up against Cleveland in this first round. So
like we've been talking about for
talking about for a while now. So that's probably the most.
You ready for the Donovan Mitchell narrative? As if it ain't been going on. Ain't nothing to really be ready for it. We're talking about it.
It's only been one dude been talking about it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's only been one guy, and I'm sick and tired of it. To be honest with you, bro. Cause look, and I said it before. I don't care who I get in the first round. If we get swept, it's a disappointment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care who it's against. The way we were projected to finish this year, we've super exceeded that. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Brunson's play super exceeded the money that they paid him.
I saw a headline where they said Luka Doncic says he missed Brunson.
I saw that too. And they asked Jalen Brunson about it. He was like, yeah, I'm surprised, but I ain't going to speak much more on it.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is there. But yeah, the Knicks super exceeded expectations. They really, 46-33 right now. Like, I think people thought they was gonna win 35, 37 games, and
Mm-hmm.
they're 10 games over that right now. So, I like where they're at right now. Do I think they're gonna knock Cleveland off in the series? I think at the end of the day, when you got that guy, and we kind of saw a preview of it. Knicks Cavs a few days ago, in Cleveland. No
Yeah.
Julius Randle,
Yeah.
no Jarrett Allen for Cleveland in that game also, and Mitchell went off for 40. I think he went off for 40, and Jalen Brunson went off for 48 points.
Mm-hmm.
So look, I think Jalen Brunson. I think he gonna be that dude. Like, I'm not saying he gonna win us the series. I'm saying like that dude.
He is up to the task against the point guard.
I think
Star against star.
I think he's up to the task. I don't think he's gonna fold.
Yeah.
As far as Julius Randle's concerned, he got hurt a few days ago, sat out a couple of games. I got to admit, the offense flows so much better without him, and that's not to say that we don't need Julius Randle, because
Yeah.
we're gonna need him. We're definitely gonna
Right.
need him, especially with that pick and roll. But that offense, I mean, when Obi starts at the four for him, it looks so much different. I mean, it's high flying, it's dunks, it's putbacks, it's all kinds of stuff. It looks so much different.
Well, I will tell you what in my minimal NBA League Pass watching on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been able to see Cleveland,
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, Donovan Mitchell. You know that I won't rehash the top 10 conversation, but I think Donovan Mitchell, if we didn't put him there,
Yeah,
I think he kind of got to be in that top 10. He's in that top
I kind
10.
of agree with you now.
Yeah,
Now that you
he's
bring
in
it up.
that. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in that top 10. Like,
Right.
he's definitely in that top 10. Also, Darius Garland, and we knew he was good, but Darius Garland ain't no joke. Like
Yeah, can't sleep on
they
him.
legit,
Yeah.
they legit. Cleveland look good.
They look good.
I ain't talking about championship good. I'm just saying,
Right.
as far as the projected matchup against the Knicks.
Yeah.
The Cavs would have to be the favorite.
Because let's be real. The Cavs aren't winning the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna like the way Stephen A is portraying this narrative that the season's a failure if we don't beat Donovan Mitchell. Like, I'm not, like, that's not me. Like, they're not winning the East. They're not winning.
That's true. The only way that's true is if you play them in the first round.
That what's true?
That the Knicks losing to Donovan Mitchell is a failure only if you get them in the first round.
Well,
meaning because you're saying your projections are that the Knicks have to make it out the first round. So like you said earlier,
well,
no
no,
matter who you play.
My projection is that the Knicks have to take the series to 7 games. And I'm basing it off of, and I said this when Liz was
any
on.
team.
If it's the Sixers, they gotta go 7 with the Sixers. If
Okay.
it's Boston, they gotta go 7 with Boston.
Yeah.
And we played Boston real well in the regular season. I know it doesn't mean much when it come playoff time, but those were some tight games that we won against Boston regular season. So any team. They got to take the series to 7. I'm sticking with that. If we get to the second round, I'm happy. The season's a success, and at that point, it's whatever happens after that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not expecting the Knicks to beat Cleveland in the series. I do expect it to go 7 though.
Okay.
That I do expect. If we get swept, it's a failure.
So if it's 4-2, is it a failure?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is. Because we, and again, I think about the Hawks series 2 years ago. That was as lopsided of a series as people didn't project, when the series first started. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Atlanta was coming in, no experience. The Knicks was coming in, no experience. But they had a guy that I think everybody knew prior to that series that if he could get his own shots, he could do that. And that's what happened. So So I'm basing projections and the next step up based on that and based on who's in the East right now, because ain't nobody. I mean, I gotta tell you, bro, Milwaukee. That's a team right there that look like they trying to win it all this year, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna front to you, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Boston is, they're the, defending champs of the East, but Milwaukee right now is just on another level.
So you got Milwaukee, or you ain't ready yet?
I ain't ready yet, man.
Okay.
I'm not ready yet because Boston still, they still them dudes over there. Tatum and Brown, they still them dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they got depth. You know what I'm saying? Brogdon's gonna help that depth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I mean, okay. and kind of going back to the Cleveland conversation, again, let's be real, they're not winning the Eastern Conference because they go up against Milwaukee. We all know what's happening there. Although I do think Cleveland.
You want the nigga still one?
I think Cleveland's gonna give them some problems. I think Cleveland's gonna give Milwaukee some problems. I think they got one of the best front courts, not so much offensively, but defensively in the league. They got one of the better front courts, and I think like when you compare them to the Knicks, we don't have that same front court. I think the thing we got over the Cavs is our bench. I think we got a better bench than Cleveland does.
Okay.
But as far as like Milwaukee and Cleveland concerned, I think that's gonna be a matchup nightmare for the Bucks. But I do think ultimately, their 3-point shooting is gonna come alive, which we know Cleveland is. That's not their strong suit. You know what I'm saying? Cleveland is gonna open up that 3-point game, and it's gonna be lights out at that point. So.
All right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, in the East, I think Cleveland gonna go far, not to the finals, but I think Cleveland's gonna go far.
Now, what's far? Game 7 in the semis.
That's far.
Okay.
That's far. Game 7 in the semis.
Okay.
But I can see them getting to the conference. I mean, obviously it's a matchup thing, who they play, but
right.
I can see them getting to the conference final. I think they're based on the talent in the East, they're talented enough to get to the conference finals. I'm not gonna go as far as to say that they'll get there.
Some things will go their way. Yeah, like if things kind of go their way, certain matchup or somebody gets hurt or something, like some things could go their way. I could see.
What's up? How you feel about Brooklyn?
6th spot going up against. I guess they'd be going up against the Sixers in the first round.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Look, that better be a series win for the Sixers because you lose to the Nets without KD and Kyrie, bruh. Heads got to roll, bruh.
I mean, heads need to roll anyway, but I mean, obviously winning with
And I hate that for Doc Rivers, but
that's right. I mean, look. Don't be mad at me, Breezy and Philly, but
you can't lose that matchup. You can't lose that matchup, bruh. I'm sorry.
And it's not even because obviously Philly's the more talented team, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, do I believe them?
Nah.
Embiid is the MVP, but
Harden.
James
Harden.
But why they still talking about a Joker? I agree that Embiid is the MVP, but why is Joker still in the conversation?
And I hope it's not because they decided to sit Embiid against the Joker in that one game last week.
I mean, optically that's a bad look.
I agree with that, but I don't think that should be the deterrent in terms of who should win the MVP or not.
It could be though. But it could be. And if somebody said that to me, hey, we ain't give it to him. Obviously, that nobody would ever say, hey, we ain't give it to him because he sat out against his competition.
Yeah.
I would I'd be like, all right, I get what that looks like. And again, I agree with you. Embiid should win regardless.
Yeah.
But those things mean something to me. Those head-to-heads, those little nuances, those types of things mean something to me. Let's be clear. Not to keep, pushing the Devin Booker narrative. That's the reason why he's not there for me. One little thing that seemed that that's a big.
Yeah, and that's playoffs, and that's playoffs compared to regular season
game
awards
where the
things
stake
like that.
where the stakes ain't half as high.
Yeah, right,
Yeah, so,
right.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm in agreement. They should be
But the
fired
Bucks are
anyway.
the Bucks. But the Bucks are the Bucks. I would this. The
Yeah,
Bucks are the Bucks.
yeah. I mean,
I think that's why I'm sleeping on them because they're always good in the regular season. That's
yeah.
just what they've been for almost 10 years. It feels like.
It feels like it's been a while, right? Since
Yeah,
Giannis got there. Yeah,
they're always good in the regular season. So,
yeah.
I don't really look at them for real until the
Hmm.
playoffs because that's when it matters to me for
I
them.
gotta see how Chris Middleton looks. I haven't really paid much attention to
You're right.
him since he's been back from the injury, and I think everybody points to his absence as to why they couldn't get past Boston in the playoffs
Right.
last year.
Right.
So I'm looking at Middleton, and I just got to see how he looks because if he's back to that form from a couple of years ago, then
Yeah,
they
this is
got as
good.
great of a shot
Yeah.
as anybody to win the whole thing. So
Right.
that's
Right.
that's where my eyes will be focused on. And then the additions too, because we forget Joe Ingles is still there, and I know he's older, but we talked about the 3-point shooting for Milwaukee. He's going to be a part of that, a
Yeah.
big part of that too, along
Yeah.
with Grayson Allen and the other white kid that they got on their roster too. So and Drew Holiday is all of a sudden kind of been clutch lately in some of these games too. So if you
Yeah.
get that, it's a problem for teams out east, man.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I mean, yeah, Milwaukee's Milwaukee. Like I said, Milwaukee's Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to what they're gonna look like when it's time to go.
yeah. And you and I agree that we don't care about the play-in in the Eastern Conference because whoever comes out of that is going to
Getting
get their
their
boots
ass whooped.
smoked. They
Yeah.
they 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 going to get smoked. There's nobody
Yeah.
really there. Miami, I've been wondering about Miami all year long, like what the hell's been wrong with them. And I thought that once the Nets made the trade, I thought they were going to slide back significantly.
Nope.
And I thought the Heat was going to kind of, pick it up a little bit toward the end, but something's wrong with the Heat. Like it's like they're broken or something.
Man, did you happen to catch this clip on Instagram? And we didn't talk about it when it happened.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we might have talked about it.
Hmm.
Um, Cam Thomas got fined when he got fined 40,000 for saying no homo.
I saw it. And
But
yes,
then,
we didn't talk about it. We didn't talk
oh,
about
we
it.
didn't talk about it.
We
Okay.
didn't talk about it, but I
But
did
then,
see it. I did see it.
but then on the other hand,
Mm.
it was a fight that broke out recently. And they got fined like significantly less.
Oh,
I'm
really?
trying to remember what Cam was talking about. But the point was is that
Yeah, he had like a 40-point game or something like that in that game.
well, the point was is that
Yeah.
that the NBA fined somebody more money for saying something in an interview than the person who punched somebody or
Fight.
hurt some,
Yeah.
like for fighting, like
Right.
I don't know, why. Well, you said Brooklyn, that's what reminded me of that. But
Yeah.
and shout out to that show, man. That show has been a good laugh for me on Instagram, man.
Which
and they
one?
put
It is what it is, or
Cam and Mace, yeah,
Cam and Mace? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
it has been a good laugh for me.
Man, it feels so good. I think about the days when I walked to the bus stop to go to high school, and I'm listening to my Walkman, and I got both of these dudes' albums, in my Walkman, and to just kind of see them, reunite in this way.
Yeah,
That feels so much good, man. Like to see like two cats that listen to their music for years and years, and with all the like turmoil, that they've been through and all this stuff, radio interview beef and all this stuff. Like to have it come to them doing a sports show,
Yeah.
and albeit, they make good points and even though some people might say I'm crazy for saying this, look, Cam and Mace, they play ball on the
Yeah.
same team, so some of the stuff that they say, whether they're trying to be serious or be funny about it, I take that seriously because I know them dudes know ball and they played it on a high
Yeah.
school level. So
yeah.
it's been wonderful to watch them do what they do. I think they doing episode 6 coming out this week. So
Yeah,
it's,
shout
it's
out to
cool.
them. Shout out to them. Also, speaking of Cam,
Yeah.
he got a little beef going on with Mario Chalmers. I heard. Basically, they
Yeah.
talking about playing each other 1-on-1, putting on pay per view. I don't know where it started though. I was wondering if you knew where it started.
So did you hear what Chalmers had to say about LeBron?
Oh, that's where it started. Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody was scared of LeBron. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody was scared of LeBron. And Mario Chalmers ain't lying, by the way.
I agree. I agree with that.
nobody. Like it's been a for some reason at work it's been a heavy Jordan versus LeBron conversation.
Again? Sheesh.
I don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
But we get shout out to the young boy at work. But he a young boy, so he grew up on LeBron.
Right.
And if you watch LeBron in comparison to watching Jordan, and you came up with LeBron, it's logical, whether it's right or wrong, whatever. But it's logical to at least say, all right, well, I'm looking at what LeBron did. I'm looking at what LeBron doing. Like he's he the man. Well, with what I disagree with it, but that's been the conversation a lot. But people don't fear him. People don't fear LeBron. In fact, he hangs out with all these dudes in the summertime. And Jordan didn't.
Yeah.
But to the Mario Chalmers, okay, that's where it started.
That's where it started at.
That's where it started.
And Cam made a comment about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I could beat you 1-on-1." Which, look, a part of me believe him. A part of me,
man, I'm not going. I mean, look, sure.
Look,
sure
Cam 48 years old, so you might disagree with me on that.
Yeah,
but
I disagree.
But a part of me is like, yo, he really might take Mario Chalmers. Like,
I disagree. Mario Chalmers is a professional basketball player and like what 10 years, at least 10 years younger than him.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Where is Mario Chalmers, by the way? He's out the league.
He's not playing. He's out. He's not in the league. No.
Okay.
But I know this because Cam made it very clear on Instagram. His last year, he made $125,000 his last year at playing for the Celtics. I want to say it was.
I didn't even know he was on the Celtics.
I think that's what he said. The Celtics. And Cam went in on him like, nigga, I should be your agent because I could make you way more. I could have made you way more money than that.
Yeah. Right.
Right. But. Shout out to Mario Chalmers because say what you want. No, he wasn't the number one. He was on a team with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. Like even if he was the man, he wasn't gonna get the kind of love. You know what I'm saying? But Mario Chalmers was an integral piece, and then behind me, he's teams. He just was.
Yeah, but his pinnacle was Kansas in the NCAA tournament before he got drafted.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So all that to say is, all right, I feel you, but put a little bit of respect on his name. Just a little bit. Like Mario Chalmers ain't no flat. Like he wasn't no flat out bum in this league.
Yeah. Shout out Stat Baby too on the show there.
What up?
Shout out to them. So. Earlier today, this story came up about the Bidwills, the Cardinals, ownership group and stuff. How much of that did you?
Not much
consume?
of it. I saw that basically when they was using burner phones like it was Power or BMF episode.
Yeah.
To talk to the guy who was suspended. What was it?
Steve Kime was the
that
manager.
Was suspended, but they was making Wilkes and the guy who fouled. I'm losing that name.
Terry McDonough.
McDonough.
Yeah.
But they was making them use burner phones to communicate because they didn't want to get caught up in tampering. I mean, I'm trying to figure out why this nigga snitching.
Well. Usually when you ain't working for a team no more, you could say a little bit more than what you would if you were still with the organization.
I'm trying to figure out what this nigga did they mess up his money or something?
That I'm not sure about, but this dude,
because why is this nigga snitching all of a sudden?
I don't know, but this guy has got a file with all kinds of stuff, in relation to the burner phone scheme, harassment, talking down to employees and the whole, Steve Wilkes, 1 year thing, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna go this direction after the fact, and like,
We
harassment.
want him out of here because we know for a fact that
I want his ass out of there. Yes.
But how we even know this nigga telling the truth?
Look.
And I'm not saying I'm not on either side at this point because I don't have enough information.
Yeah.
How we know? Like, this is. I mean, couldn't it very well be Terry McDonough being a hater because he ain't got no job right now? Couldn't it be that?
It's possible. It's very, very possible, right? At the same time, though, and I don't know, and I don't want to compare this to the Jim Trotter versus the NFL Network thing. I do want to talk about that too, by the way. I don't want to make that comparison because I think those are two different things. I think what happened with McDonough is that there was some incompetence with the job he was doing, and he was let go. Now, usually there's an NDA involved. There's all kinds of like settlement, severance packages, and things like that where, look, we let you go, don't say nothing or whatever. You promise not to talk about this particular incident. So yeah. I'm not sure if that was brought to the table when they let Terry go, but the fact that he's filing this with Roger Goodell, like Roger Goodell is involved.
What year was Terry McDonough fired? Do you know?
I don't know what year he was fired.
But it had to be sometime around when the Wilkes firing.
2018. So 2018, yeah. So that was the year Wilkes, because they drafted Josh Rosen.
Right.
And then they broke up the Rosen-Wilkes thing right after that season. Yeah. Yeah.
So 4 years later, this nigga was like, enough is enough?
I guess so. And another piece of information to this, too. Remember, the general manager, the reason he was gone was because of the DUI he got back in 2018. Right. So there's another piece of information there.
I mean, the way I see it, and I haven't heard much about the harassment and all those things. What I read was the whole burner phone thing. The way I see it is that shit happens in the league all the time. That's my assumption.
That's reasonable assumption. To say. Yeah, that's reasonable to say. Yeah.
So that happens all the time. So with my focus being on that, why did you decide 4 or 5 years later, like, this is the time to air the Arizona Cardinals out? Like, what did Bidwell do something to you specifically in the past year or two where you like, well, fuck this nigga, I got to go get what's mine? Or are you sitting up on hard times and like, well, fuck it, I'm on hard times, I need financial gain, which is what the Cardinals alluded to in a statement, like, this is a money play,
right?
Which I'm not gonna say it is, but I damn sure ain't gonna say it ain't, because it seems to me like, why all of a sudden you want to air them out? Now all of a sudden they not ethical people, because you could have aired them out when they fired your ass.
Yeah. The timing does seem interesting. So, I mean, what's happened to the Cardinals this year? So Kingsbury's gone, right? They got a new coach in there now. They gave Kyler the contract that he kind of, pressured the organization to give him last offseason, which probably you can also argue, and just to be clear, I'm glad Kyler got his money.
Absolutely.
But let's be real, Arizona didn't have to do anything
right.
that offseason.
He played mid when he was in.
He played mid, right. He played mid, and then he got hurt. And so the Cardinals didn't have to do that, which to me, there's a sense of incompetence going on with this organization. Like, I don't consider the Arizona Cardinals to be one of the top 5, top 10 front offices,
top 15.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's
top 20 for real.
Right. Like, nobody's raving about this organization in terms of their front office and the ownership and the moves that they make and all this stuff. So when I see stuff like this from the burner phone situation, which could be attached to how players perform on the field, because if you're if you're in conversation with a guy that's suspended but knows the team and the roster very well, that's kind of tampering with game day preparation for these games and stuff.
I'm
So
sorry, it happens all the time, bro.
no, I agree with you that
Niggas
that's a
tamper every day,
possibility.
B.
I
Niggas tamper every day, B.
I agree. With that being said, if it's just about the burner phone stuff, then okay, maybe you maybe take a draft pick from them at best.
Yeah, sure,
Cause,
sure.
cause when it comes to that, like
Why is this snitch ass nigga coming out all of a sudden talking about all this shit happening and I kept the burner phone?
waiting for
Who
the
is
right
this
time,
nigga?
waiting for the right time,
Who is this nigga?
and I don't know. I ain't never heard of the dude until today. Just just for context, I didn't even know he was a part of the front
I mean, I don't
office.
mean who is this nigga. Like, I really want to know who this nigga is, but like, bro, who are you? Like, why are you all of a sudden deciding
Yeah,
that this the route you want to go?
maybe he want to take him down, man. I don't know, man.
You should have been one. You should have been one to take them down when they fucked up your money and fired your ass. Like, is he being blackballed? Is he not working and he can't get a job in the NFL? I did read something about
Mm-hmm.
that maybe that they was fucking not putting the good word out for him and
Yeah.
it's affecting his ability to get hired in the league. I mean, so if that's the case, all right. I'm gonna say that I don't have enough information to really draw an opinion because I need to know more about the harassment stuff. But the burner phone shit, I
Yeah,
don't care about that.
grievance.
I don't care about
Yeah,
that.
grievance. The grievance, which is in the filing that Terry presented to Rogers, says that Bidwill reduced two pregnant women, one who was 5 months and the other was 7 months, to tears after screaming at them with quote unquote abusive and bullying mistreatment. Another one said something about some racial things that were going on within the organization.
All of a
This,
sudden
this
you want to be a fucking hero and
yeah,
I don't know.
this
I don't know.
sounds like some Washington football team type stuff.
I will
I'm
say
saying?
this. I will say this though.
Mhm.
If it comes out that all this shit is true, yes, get his ass out of there.
Sell the team.
And at the end of the day, I meant what I said about why now all of a sudden and like all that. I stand on that.
Yep.
But the other part of it is that if that organization or them owners is a piece of shit, then yeah, he should get fired. And I guess they gotta take a snitch to actually snitch, to get that motherfucker up out of there. But I don't know, man. Because if it wasn't bothering you enough to say nothing, then I can't fathom why all of a sudden now you want to air him out. Like you was there when he was, if allegedly doing that to them women. You was there.
I
So why you
understand.
wait 5 years later?
So I understand, and as you're talking about it, as I'm thinking about past instances similar to this, I understand your grievance with the timing of it because I'm thinking about a Brian Flores that once he was let go from the Dolphins, and a year after that, where he thought he was getting the job and he didn't get that job. That was the moment where Brian Flores made the move to
He
put
ain't
that.
waste no time.
He didn't waste no time. Right, right. In this case here, he waited what, 4 years?
Yeah, I can't speak to how it was traumatic, but based on what I've read or heard so far, nothing per se traumatic happened to him. So I'm not sitting here saying like, "Ooh, it'd be one thing if it was like, oh, this was traumatic to me, so I had to process it and deal with it.
Yeah.
And now that I've dealt with it, here I am, addressing the trauma that you put me through in the workplace. If it's that, all right, then all right, cool. But it's not like I haven't read about this dude being, verbally abused by another man or being, anything that could be, that could be traumatic. I mean, I guess I can't tell you what to be traumatized about, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just I don't know, man. I need more information.
One more statement here. So, in the grievance to Rogers, so it says that there's an allegation that Bidwill's widespread workplace misconduct is significantly worse than the misbehavior of former crosstown Phoenix Suns owner Robert Sarver, who, by the way, they suspended him and then he ultimately, sold the team at
Yeah,
that point. So
why did you wait, bro? Why did you wait?
so
Why did and look, if it comes out that all this is true, yes, he should be gone. But he
hmm
should have been gone 3 years ago.
yeah. The timing of it, yeah, I'm with you with that one. I'm interested to see who else comes out and talks
Yeah,
about this.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's gonna be the interesting piece to this
And of
too.
course, the Cardinals vehemently denied all of
Of
these.
course, of course.
So
It'll be interesting. I don't expect a guy like Cliff Kingsbury to come out and do this because I would think that Cliff Kingsbury at some point in his career wants to coach another team in the NFL, and I don't think he wants to um, ruin his chances by coming out and speaking on maybe some of these things. So I don't expect him to be that guy. Maybe it's the janitor. Maybe it's
maybe McDonough realized that he's not gonna get another job in NFL,
maybe
and then was like, all right, well, I'm fucked up, so I might as well go try to fuck them up. Maybe that's what
right,
happened.
right. So let me get to the homie Jim Trotter here. So I was watching Brother from Another last week,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been on there filling in every now and then. Sometimes when Rita's on there, he's on there also. Shout out to NFL chick. So if you know Jim Trotter, you know he's worked at the NFL Network for years. If you notice the past couple of off seasons, in I guess it's the media meets with Roger Goodell, I guess the week of the Super Bowl, and they pepper him with all kinds of questions and stuff. And I remember the first time that Jim Trotter mentioned this to Roger, the not this past off season, but the previous off season. He asked Roger, "Hey, look, what about black people and opportunities when it comes to the newsroom, when it comes to other departments within the NFL? I need you to address that."
Yeah.
And Rogers' answer that year was, "Hey, we're looking into those things. Where we promised to, well, I don't want to say promise, but he basically said, hey, we're gonna look into it.
Right.
We'll do better. We'll try to tighten up and be diverse as much as possible." And so now, a
Mm-hmm.
year later, here we are, Super Bowl week, and it's media versus Roger again, and Jim Trotter is sitting in the crowd, and he's asking them the same thing because, hey, look, you said you was gonna do this last year, and we still don't see no results. We still see the same
Right.
things going on. Um, you said you was gonna address this, and you haven't addressed it. What's good? And Rogers seemed to be a little bit more like tense with his answer this year, whatever.
Nigga, get the fuck out my face with that bullshit. I
And
told you I work on it. I do it when I got there.
and
Feel like it, nigga.
and so now here we are. It's actually months later, after the Super Bowl, and Jim Trotter announced that they weren't going to renew his contract with the NFL,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people point to his questioning towards the commissioner in
Yeah.
back-to-back off seasons as the reason for it.
I mean, but don't that make sense? You're
Yes,
essentially.
yes,
I mean, don't it make sense? And shout out to the legend Jim Trotter. And I'm not saying he did anything wrong,
yeah,
but from Roger Goodell's perspective, don't that make sense? Like, nigga, you're painting me out that I could be a racist or that I could be running an institution or a systematic a system that's racist.
yeah,
That's what you're implying by every year, 2 years in a row. I don't say every year. 1 year you asked me,
right,
and I said I got you. Don't worry about it. And then another year, the next year, you tell me I ain't did nothing.
yeah.
Um,
It makes
Anybody
sense.
who hears that could draw the conclusion. Well, maybe he hasn't. Well, why hasn't he? Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that question 2 years in a row, because then it implies, like you said, it implies that I haven't done shit.
Yeah.
Even if I haven't done shit, I don't
Mm.
want you exposing me that I ain't doing shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's a logical play for me. I don't agree with it. I want him to do better, like Jim Trotter asked.
Right.
But I mean that's a logical response.
Otherwise, you know how you can shut Jim Trotter up is by doing what you said you was gonna do.
But I don't want to do that shit.
Like,
I was pandering. I was just doing that
sure,
because I didn't want no
sure.
problems.
But Jim,
I didn't think a year later you was gonna call me on my bullshit.
damn right, I'm Jim Trotter, nigga. Like, yeah, what's up? What's up?
Listen here, nigga. Listen here, nigga. I employ you.
Hey.
And respect and all due respect, yeah, for certain salute.
Props for Jim Trotter,
right?
Yeah.
Because, and I'm confident that he'll be fine in whatever his moves are. But yeah, man, you better than that, and you can continue to call him out from your own platform, man. But I mean, it's a logical move that if you make the boss look bad, that the boss don't want you around making him look bad.
And not only that for Jim Trotter, but salute for not accepting the severance package, which reportedly had a NDA involved, which I guess is a normal thing when
that's absolutely
employers let you go and stuff. There's that. Props to him for being like, nah, I don't want your severance package.
My money good. I don't need that. I'm gonna air y'all out.
Yeah, right. And look, I don't know what he's put out there since then, but I am definitely going to get my popcorn, and I will be tuning in to Jim Trotter to see what he's got going on. Hey, Jim Trotter,
come holler at us, man.
Yeah.
Tell Jim Trotter holler at us, man. Look, man, I'm going to get some questions for you, man.
We got a platform for you here,
we can air them out, man. We can air them out together, man, even though I'm still going to watch. But we can definitely air them out, though, talk shit about them.
We right here for you, homie. We appreciate what you're doing for the culture, though, man. That's dope. That's dope what he did, man. And he handled it with class. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't be on no FU this. Like, he came on the platform on Brother from Another and was like, I decided, they decided to not bring me back. I asked them the questions back-to-back off seasons. It is what it is. I'm moving on. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm not taking a severance package. Absolutely. I'm not signing no NDA. Y'all can miss me with that. He handled that perfectly. Yeah. He didn't go out, guns blazing. He handled that as well as anybody could handle that.
Yeah. Shout out to Jim Trotter.
So props to the homie for that, man. Yeah. Sure. We want you to come on the platform too, bro, by the way.
Yeah. Man. Talk some shit with us, man. Talk some shit with us.
We love to have you on, bro. For certain, man. You got anything else, man?
I absolutely do not. I'm hungry as hell.
I'm hungry too, man. But shout out to Candy's restaurant, by the way, man. Shout out to Old Lady Gang restaurant downtown Atlanta. That mac and cheese was the bomb, bro. That fish was slamming.
I'm about to say that fish looked light, man.
The fish was good, bro.
Yeah.
Fish was good, man. Shout out to them, man. And one more shout out too, man. Megan Hall, we had her on the podcast a few months ago. She hit me up and she's trying to link up with me and Debbie and the kids, I guess, for some dinner or whatever. So
that's what's up.
Looking forward to that. So while I'm here. But appreciate everybody, man. Kesey in the chat, Facebook live chat. We see you out there, man. Appreciate you. Everybody else watching us on YouTube, Facebook Live, watching us on Twitter. Salute to the fans, man, because without y'all, man, we wouldn't be sitting here. We wouldn't be sitting here for certain.
For sure.
Click the like button on the Facebook page. Tell a friend. We got the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel. Also, follow us on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. You can follow us also on our Instagram account at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. If you got any questions or comments, hit us up on the email at barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com and drop us a review on any of these platforms, whether it's Spotify, Google, Apple, iHeartRadio. Let us know what you think about the show. We appreciate and welcome all the reviews, positive, obviously. And we just look forward to giving you that content.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to it. Bruh, it's been real, man. Looking forward to doing this next week as we get close to these playoffs. And everybody else out there, y'all stay safe in them streets. Y'all bring peace, one love, happiness, and mind your own business, folks. Take care.
Drink some water, man.
Record.